Thank you again, and welcome to my breakout session. My name is Manny Marquez, and I'll be doing this session for what's new in electrical design. All right, so this is the agenda for this session. We're going to talk about the electrical routing that supports support for X2ML format for connected mode. On the wiring, solid wiring and harness design, we're going to show you how we can navigate external sites to navigate to and also the filter for opening projects and also the embedded library portal. And on the harness and manufacturing, how to use the move spot tape multi-location component node, and briefly just go over some of the team center enhancements. All right, let's get started. The embedded library portal, right? Present at the moment, right? Users need to manually create library parts and symbols by referring to websites of part manufacturers or part distributors. This process of manual creation and maintaining involves a huge amount of time and effort. The new embedded library portal will greatly reduce this amount of manual effort. You have the access to thousands of ready to import parts from the various vendors. No users can import new parts and load them into the design with a single click. So kind of go review what typically you've gone, right? So you go to your parts, and then you type in a specific number that you're familiar with, and you type it in, and obviously if it's not in the database, okay, or maybe a number that's been added to the new design, and you type it in, hoping it's there, and you get this, right? There's no matching data. So what they've done here for 2023, they added this new button here on the part tab. So that allows you to go into the web browser. You do have to have an account. It's free. So what happens is it'll take you to the web page. You go ahead and enter the particular part number that you're looking for, and if you it will go ahead and search for any match, and you can see that here. Users can see the attributes for that part there. You could actually go into the actual preview of the model and actually rotate that, and actually you can see that also gives you the preview of the electrical connection from 1, 2, 3, and so forth. It does also give you anything there might be accessories to that particular component, such as you see here, and you also have similar components to that as well. And then the last thing you do is go ahead and send this over to your solid edge electrical parts, and just kind of give you the overall uh, process. So what happens is once you click on that button there, you see the progress bar here to kind of give you indicating the important import progress. And then you also get this DXF symbol import dialog box. Here, users can configure the target symbols details such as name, destination library, dimensions, things like that on the fly. And obviously, you continue on with the progress bar, and that gives you information whether there's some errors, things like that. Also, as you are going to go, let's say for example, you're gonna go try to find a project. Well, you open up your projects here, and you got a bunch of as for example, you got these other ones in here, quick start, and so forth, right? If you're familiar with those, and you could type in, enter the first couple, let's say for example, I could type in QU, and from all these projects that I have, the one that was closest to that was my quick start transportation, or you could narrow it down to start. But some of these are, you could probably enter A and C, will get you to that. Once you do that, then obviously, you have to go through all of these. It would just go next. So nice enhancement there. All right. So another thing they've done here is a support for X2ML format in connected mode. User will be able to send wiring information in the connected mode between solid edge and solid edge electrical. Move spot tape in multi-location components nodes. In harness design, there is a possibility to move some objects like connectors, clips, splices, things like that. An object can be moved from this in the same bundle or a different bundle. The move function has been extended to spot tape and multi-location components. So, for example, you have you could select this, for example, this spot tape, right? And you could click on it and say move spot. You can select a new location, such as you see here, and you get this validate the new position node. You can leave it default. And then once you've done that, you hit OK, and then your spot tape is moved to a new location. So you went from this location to here. So nice option there. Again, this is a new, has been extended to the spot tape. All right, so this is another option here that allows you to go to external sites from solid wiring and harness design. This will allow you to go ahead and select, for example, under quick links there, you have the Siemens help, design documents. So what you need to do is go to the config props.xml file, edit that, and here's basically what you need to do. Make sure you have that. And I'll show you an example what needs to be done in order to get that to work. And obviously you put in the display name and the URL as shown here. Published design and in BOMs from Solid to Team Center item revisions. Okay. All right. So let me demo all these features now. And all right. So let's go ahead and get started. First, what I want to do is select the open, and I'm going to go ahead and just collapse these right here and just kind of show you the new filter to search projects. So I know what I'm looking for. I know that I want to look for a transportation project there. So I could go ahead and say, well, I mean, I could expand them, right? And I know it's in here under this quick start right here. But let's just say, there's just so many of them out there, so many folders, projects, and you could just say, well, I know it's a transportation. You could see that how it will go ahead and expand that, and you could see that how it quickly went in there and found it, right? So yeah, this is where you could just simply enter the, not you don't have to pull the whole thing or spell the whole thing, right? You could just do maybe half of it, or if you want, obviously you could do the whole thing. But yeah, so I've done that. I could have kept going, type in ion, ion. So there it is, right there. And obviously this is where notice it filtered all the other projects. I could come back and turn that off, and then you could see that obviously you could come back and do the same thing again. Let's see, I'm going to put in yeah, transportation again. You see that right there? And at that point, it narrows it down, filters it out, and at that point, you can say, "Yep, that's what I'm looking for." Select that project. All right, so I'm going to go work on number 9. So the power windows. So go ahead and open it up. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is I want to go ahead and replace this connector here. I want to go ahead and a different one from our database, and so what I want to do is go to my parts, and I'm going to go ahead and enter a specific number here. It's going to be 1600. Notice if they are in the database, it gives you also gives you a preview of what the data of the part number may be. So obviously that's not what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and enter another zero. Obviously there's nothing there, and three. Hit enter. There's no match there. So okay, great. So now what we need to do now is that you have this new button right here, and it opens up the 3D Find It. Goes to that website. You do have to have a account. So let me go ahead and click on that. So now that I've opens up the web page here. Let me go ahead. Oh, where'd it go? There you go. And at that point, let me expand this. Now I could go ahead and say, okay, well, I want to go look for this particular part number. So I'll go ahead and enter that in there, and let's see what we get here. So I'm going to enter the same number as I did earlier, and let's see, type it in. It's going to be 160073. Sure, get as close as possible. And I hit enter, and now what it does, it goes on looks for that, and I got, I think what it's good, a pretty good match here. So as soon as I click on, and I do have quite a bit of part numbers that match that, and you can see these other ones right here. Um, so at this point, you can say, well, which one might fit your best needs here? You could come back and click on some of these right here. You can see that, and it does give you that preview there. And believe the one I want is, let's see here, uh, this one right here. And at that point, it does give you, like I said earlier, the accessories here. I could rotate, zoom, rotate that, and if it was a more complicated part, you probably could do more of a section through it and see the internals there. This is not as complicated, but you can kind of get the idea there. So you can have the ability to do that. You can turn it off, and you also have the preview of the pins there, the terminals there. They're there right there. You can kind of expand that as well, and you kind of see all the information in there. All right, so it's really good information that's obviously going to need, which you don't have to enter that in the database. All right, so once you've done the preview and say, yep, that's what I'm looking for, at that point you could come back and send that to Solid Edge Electrical, right? And you get oh, there it goes, information here that you need, and you can say, yes, this is what I'm looking for. Um, and you can see those are the part numbers that I'm looking for there, and proceed. And at that point, uh, I'm gonna go ahead and give it. One other thing too, you could also overwrite the internal part number. Let's say, for example, maybe I want that to be, I don't know, 7. So at that point, you could say, yes, that's what I'm looking for. Go ahead and proceed. And again, we get this dialog box here, and at that point, it says, what units do you want, and so forth. And you can say, yes, I'm still gonna go ahead and proceed with this, the destination, and obviously the form from DXF. So go ahead, click next, proceed. I'm sorry, and you can see that's kind of going through that, and you go ahead close now at this point. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and launch. Let me go ahead and minimize this. I'm going to go ahead and launch my. I'm going to go ahead and launch the electrical parts. All right, it's gonna. There we go. And under the components and maintenance, let me go ahead and click there. And under, I'll go ahead and look for that particular So it's going to be 16, and see if it's in this database. 00. And guess what? There it is right there. Remember I put in that _7, and that's what I'm looking for. And you can see that now. You could go to the base here. Got all that information in there already. You could go to all these other ones. See the symbol. There it is right there. And again, you have all the other options. You could go through customer, supplier, uh, the housing, properties, cavity. It's just three, and so forth. So at that point, yes, you could say, okay, I'm satisfied with that. I got the part downloaded from the portal, downloaded out to my database, and so forth. So I'll go ahead and simply say close. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this, and I'm gonna go back and launch. This time is gonna be my symbols here, and go ahead and open that up. It takes a second or two to get that going. All right, now that I got that, I'll go ahead and open. Let's see here. Oh, where is it? It's over here. Open up my monitor there, and I'm going to open the library and make sure I select the 3D Define It connectors and connector and view. So kind of select that and expand that, and there's my component here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click there, and you can see that under my let's see here, related entities, you could go to the connector cavities. You can see there they are right there, and you can see them highlighted in the graphics area here. And also, if I kind of move my mouse over them, kind of gives you preview of that particular um, wire, and also the cavities there. And I could kind of expand them, kind of see them being highlighted in here as well. Okay, so the next step is to do is I'm going to go to go ahead and minimize this, go back up here, and I'm going to go ahead and select that connector there, and you can see that opened up the dialog box here. So the next step to do is you can see that this is what the what's on that particular existing connector. This one here is basically this part number here from the library. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that and come back and look for that. Let me go ahead and here. I'm going to do is move this a little bit further here. And I'm going to remove some of these. Uh, let me see if I could do a shift and select multiple. No, no, it's not. I can't do it manually. So I could do that. Let's see here. Color, material, and type code here. Okay, and I got rid of all those filters there. Now I'm going to go ahead and type in that part number here. And you can see that I type in the 16. As soon as I do that, I know that's not looking because that's the number that I added in there, the 7. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, so let me go ahead and select that, and you can see that pointed out right there, and there's the cavities, there's a connector. Okay. And at that point, I could say yes, enter search. Okay. And you can see that obviously indicates to me that that's where it's at. And the next thing I want to do is go ahead and insert. Here's my library part number, and those are the instance pins there. Actually, that's what I want. And at that point, you can say yes, okay, and say okay. Now, if I go back again and look at that, now you can see that's my new part number. So essentially, that's kind of the workflow, how you go ahead and download it from the portal, get it into your database, and I went in there and basically selected this existing one there, and then replaced it with this new one. Okay. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, that's fine. Satisfied with that. Save the my project here. Also, one thing I want to do is come back and refresh everything. Database. You could do that either library parts or symbols, but I want to go ahead and do everything here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to go ahead and close this here. I'm done with this right here. And I'm going to open up this diagram here for the harness there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is come back and replace that one of these connectors here. So what I want to do is come back and under wiring here, you go ahead and synchronize this. So it allows me to go ahead and say yes, synchronize, and it's synchronizing. And you can see here, oh, there's the number that I went in there and updated. Okay, so that's kind of the way that works. Go ahead and went from using another part from a portal, downloaded it into my database, confirm that's what I want, and so forth. The next thing I want to show you here is for this, I'm going to go ahead and let me go back to, I believe, this guy. Oh, was it this one? Yeah. I want to go back and go to my home. Yeah, actually, my solid edge tab here. And you see this right here. This is new. They got the quick links here. So at this point, there's nothing there. So what you need to do is go to, like I said, that client props.xml file. I'm just going to go ahead and find that real quick here. Open that up real quick here, and that's going to be under program files. Let's see here, Siemens. And obviously it's going to be under right here, 2023. And it's going to be under config folder. And I'm going to go to that. It's right here. The client props XML. So you go ahead now. I'm going to use Notepad++. Let me bring that over here to my end here. And we go all the way to the bottom here. And what you need to do is, obviously, I already have one in here that's going to take you to the Solid Edge Siemens products. So what you want to do is come back and delete this right here. the example and push it all the way to the back, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and add another one. Let me go ahead and paste that. And I'm gonna go to support center. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh yes, I need to get rid of these guys too. And save that. Close that. Minimize this. Close this again. Ah, and there they are right there. See that? So yeah, it's all you need to do. Just make sure you get that in there. So if I want to go back again, notice right now there's just solid edge wiring design. I'm going to go ahead and close that. So I'm going to come back and open another one. Let me open up the same XML file here. Open that up with the Notepad++. And I'm going to go to the bottom here. And I'm going to copy this and basically just push it right under here. Uh, there you go. Missed that one. And then I'm going to go to my, let's say, for example, go to the support center, right? And I'm doing that in my other um, monitor here. So for the URL, copy and go right up to here, Control V or paste, and I'm gonna pull that. Actually, all right, so do that. Get that support center, and again save that. Close that. Minimize that. Close this again. There we go. Okay, and again, you go to your quick links there. Ah, there they are. So now you can see that you got both of them in there, right? And again, that's just a matter of modifying the client props XML file. You could have done this also with Notepad, but I like this better. And you can see that there where it starts and that's where it ends. Anything between there, you just put in all the information you need, name to display, and the URL. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my project here. Okay, so the next topic is going to be the move spot tape. Let me go ahead and open up the project here. We'll go ahead and use the same project there and open up the diagram. I want to just point out if we go to the installations under spot tape, that you can see there's nothing there. Just kind of want to point it out. So the first thing we want to do is is go ahead and put in a spot tape. So I'll go to the command and I'll go ahead and put it somewhere around here, right? I'll just say okay for the default there. I'll give it a name. I'm gonna put that as T 01. There you go. And I'm gonna go ahead and find my database here. Look for my database. I'm gonna find that I'm gonna put in a tape. That's gonna give me to that. All right. So accept that. And obviously I found this right here, the Easy Terra tape. 15 millimeters. Go ahead and insert. And I definitely want that to be, let's see here, about, I don't know, 3 turns. Okay. And say okay. All right, you can see that right there. I placed it right in there. And I'm gonna go to the spot tape, and you can see that under my harness design. There it is, right there. So in the past, you'll be able to go ahead and let's say, for example, you could go ahead and move this clip, see that, or a grommet. Oh, let me go ahead and select that and move grommet. Right now for 2023, I'm able to go ahead and move this spot tape here, and let's see, go right here, and it's going to ask you for a new location. So I'm going to place it right about here. I'll leave the default setting there. And you can see I went from here where I placed it to my new location. Okay, so that does it for this enhancement here. Okay, so let me switch over back to my PowerPoint. And okay, okay, so we finally uh, covered all the enhancements that we had for 2023. Solid electrical 23, solid electrical design for 2023. Just want to maybe kind of point certain things out. I also want to encourage you to join the community. Um, you could go ahead and actually, for new users, if you guys want to try the new user experience, solid wiring harness design. There's also replicating wiring design, solid edge wiring design. You can see there's the UR codes. You could go ahead and scan them there. I'll go ahead and wait there a little second here too. Maybe if you want to go ahead and just put up your phone on the screen there and scan them. There is two. So this one is for this one right here, the try me user experience, and this one right here is for the replicating a wire diagram. So I encourage you to go ahead and try that out. You can also have the you see that also the URL here if you want. If you want to request that as well, that's fine. We'll go ahead and send those links there. But yeah, go ahead and try it out. If you have if you're new to solid electrical, encourage you to go ahead and do that and try it. All right, again, thank you again for joining my session. We'll go ahead and leave it for Q&A. Okay, thank you.